I'm Chris, and this is my portable air conditioner video. So this is a 14,000 BTU Whynter brand. We're about to unbox it and see what it comes with. I got this as an Amazon return for $420 total. Brand new would have been about $490 total shipped to my house. This thing weighs 100 pounds, and I had to get a dolly to bring it over here, but I was able to get it in the back of the step van. So this is an old Snap-on truck, so it is insulated, but it's not perfect. And of course, up front, we're gonna have radiating heat and some leakage up here. But this is only about 200 square feet. That thing says it can do 500 square feet. And all I'm doing in this video is trying to give you guys and girls an idea. Is it worth it to even invest in one of these? And the first thing that's gonna catch you off guard is how big it is. It's almost 4 feet tall. Pretty much like an R2-D2. It has wheels on it. Okay, R2-D2 is that robot thing on Star Wars. It looks like a trash can. But that's what the unit looks like. I'm very, very pleased with the looks of it. So there are the instructions and our remote. This is a cover for the unit. I will be using this at some point. This is the little window thing. Your exhaust on one side, intake on the other side. Now, we're not getting into all this part of the video. I'm not using any of that on this. All we need to find out in this video is if this thing right here can cool and if it's worth buying. So both of these appear to expand out about 5 feet, which is okay. So I'm not really concerned about the intake. I don't see why we just can't keep recirculating the air from in here, but the exhaust is something we are going to pay attention to. So if this thing passes the test as far as cooling, it's eventually going to be powered by the Honda 6,000 watt generator on this truck already, but right now we have it plugged into a 50-foot number 12 gauge extension cord. It should be good for 20 amps. This thing pulls about 13. All right, sometimes you got to mess with this little breaker right here. Let's just turn it on and see what the heck happens. Let's go ahead and lower it down as cold as it'll get. See the fan speed. Highest setting. Oh man. Yeah, this thing is gonna work for real. I can already tell you it's gonna work. So it is actually not lying in any way. It is blowing out hot air right now. So all you dummies out there that gave this thing a bad review because you didn't have the exhaust vented, shame on you. We're gonna go ahead and figure out where to vent that exhaust. So if you do not vent this to outside, this thing is going to defeat its own purpose. You have to vent it. Let's figure something out. So as you can see now, so we got it on the highest speed for the fan. That's the snowflake for cooling. Now we got this big old freaking hole right there. I'm gonna go see if I have something to fill that gap. All right, so it's been like at least 30 minutes. See if this thing is still blowing hot air. You can see I came out here, rigged it up, come on, hot air. It's warm air. Oh my goodness, I don't freaking believe it. It's almost as cold as my house in here. Let's see the thermometer. Oh my God, look. It's 72 or 73 degrees. Let's see what the thermostat's on. Oh, 61. It's still blowing cold air. What the frick? You could totally sleep in here. That was my main concern. Is it gonna drop the temperature in here where it's comfortable? It is. I'm at the back right here. I can't believe it. I'm happy with it. I'm totally happy with it. I love it. We still got that open and we have a lot of leaks in here. We were just trying to see if that thing would drop the temperature, and it absolutely did. 100% work, for real, no BS. Another thing is this door is not completely closed. It's screwed up something with the latches, and it's extremely difficult to get them open. You have to pull this cord or cable, and it's so hard to get them open. So I didn't even close the back door. We already know if we close that, it'd be a lot better. All right, so I went to the store. It's been about 5 or 6, 7 minutes. Blowing hot air again, or warm air. The compressor's still running right now. Thing is still blowing air out. We had an issue earlier because we were trying to run the exhaust out that hole, and it was restricting the exhaust, and it was causing the compressor to turn off. So your vent has to be completely not obstructed in any way for it to work. This thing is totally working for me, but remember, this is 200 square feet. As far as using that thing in a house, that thing is going to work 100% in your house, but you can't be dumb. You can't put it in a room that has horrible problems being cool in the first place. 99% of the time, if a room is super hot, there's a problem with the attic insulation in the middle of the summer. So you might want to go buy a whole bunch of throw in insulation and to go think that an air conditioner is going to fix it. I would take a look at the attic first. I know there's plenty of people in the United States that go buy this trying to put in a super hot room when it doesn't matter. This thing is not going to work because you have an insulation or air leaking problem. So the point of this video is we're doing a lot of different testing. We're trying to find out if this thing can cool with a bunch of different weather combinations. Here in Houston, Texas, we have weird weather all the time. As you can see, 99 degrees. It is about 50% humidity. The humidity is a little low, so we're going to test it today with low humidity. So since it's 99 in here, we're not going to set the thermostat to 61. We're going to put it at 72. So I'm going to come check it every hour. So it is September 9th in Houston, Texas, and the weather is cooling down, but that is the 16 feet P42 step van that we're trying to cool. So you want this thing to be blowing warm or hot air, and it is. That means that it's working. So as soon as I walk in here, it definitely feels cooler. It still feels like 80 degrees, but the humidity probably is 40%. It does not feel sticky in here in any way. Let's see what we're working with. 83 or 84 degrees. You want to go ahead and keep the temperature not too far from the high temperature. In other words, you don't want to put this thing on 61 and just make it run its butt off. You want to cool the room down in stages. This is still putting out a lot of hot air, and you don't want to overwork your machine because all you're going to do is cut the life of the machine down. Summers here in Houston, Texas, in which it's still summer, I like to run stuff at 77 and 75 right there. We'll leave it on 75. So in case you're trying to put this in a house or a room, can you sleep with this? 100%. This is about as loud as a box fan. So anybody could sleep with this on. It's very, very super duper quiet. That's probably the best quality of it, that it's not loud in any way. We're about 6 feet from it, 8 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, about 14 feet from it right now. And it just sounds like like I said, a box fan. So this thing also does heat, and it has some kind of humidifier, dehumidifier, don't care about that part. But as soon as it gets cold here in Houston, Texas, we're gonna test out the heat part. So in case you're wondering, what in the world and why in the world am I trying to cool down this 16-foot step van? Well, this is an ex-Snap-on truck. I got this thing running and driving. I've already been driving it around. So it has no air conditioner at all. It does have a ventilation system in here. This is the air conditioner the Snap-on truck came with. It is a closed unit, meaning you cannot recharge it. Everything works on it except it doesn't get cold, and the compressor doesn't amp up, so the Freon has leaked out of it. These things can run you about $1,500 once you get it all in there. That was $420 total shipped to my house. In case you're wondering what in the heck is going on, this is going to be filled up with all the stuff in my garage. I'm just randomly throwing tools. I'm going to get rid of and just give away a lot of this stuff. But I build engines, transmissions. We got a lot of stuff like that, kits and things that you can't just throw away. And eventually this thing is going to be full of everything that's in my garage right now. 2 welders, air compressor, all kinds of stuff like that in here. We do have a 6,000 watt generator that we're gonna eventually get running, and we're gonna use it to power this. But yeah, this thing passes the test. Just don't be dumb thinking you're gonna put this in a room that cannot be heated or cooled, and this is gonna heat or cool it. Other than that, I love this product, no regrets. I think it passed the test 100%. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.